Well, I don't think you
I'm
get
sorry, what
coins
are they
anymore.
called?
Rings.
This is one of my favorite final things, or final forms of him to fight. Even though it's like 90% luck.
It's boring because it's luck of where he's coming out and just being able to find him
Yeah.
in time.
Pause, I hand it over. It's my game.
All right, I got you 2 hits already. If you die, you are never playing this game again.
Doo-doo.
Oh, you missed him.
Oh, ball sack.
And you missed.
Oh, really?
Well, that's 3.
Although I did like the big Robotnik from 2.
And 4.
I'm getting a
Yes,
little
I like
close
that
on
one
there.
too. Nope, nothing.
But I did really like this song too. I was always a sucker for the Sonic music.
Just number 1 and 2. Although 3 didn't have a bad soundtrack though. But just not being Masayo Nakamura, it was, or Masato Nakamura, it wasn't the same.
Oh, come on.
Well, looks
right.
like we're forever gonna be stuck at 4 hits.
Stuck it fast forward.
There he is, 5.
How many?
That's 5. You've hit him 5 times.
Out of?
Out of 8.
I think it's the same.
It's the same number. 6.
Barely clipped him on that.
I know.
No! 6.
Almost.
I was just trying not to die.
6. You're ballsy.
He really is.
No!
I was about to say he went for the tight ones.
At least we know I'm related to you.
That was completely avoidable. I'm proud.
Paul,
I'm proud of you.
I'm glad we all realized.
the worst. The slowest bullet in the history of bullets.
Ah, well, thank
There you go.
You
They're not
still-
even bullets. They just
They weren't.
flatlined
It's just he took the skinniest of 3 sets.
I know.
All right, 1.
Fun.
1! We can count!
2.
There it
We'll
is.
see if we can count up to 8 this time. 2.
Aha.
I think you can get them at each pass. If you don't, you gotta start the whole game over.
No!
Wow.
That was
Wow.
And here he goes again. Why are you doing that?
You're the worst. 3.
I can't watch.
Okay, fine, I'll go this way.
I'm surprised you didn't try to thread that needle.
I was tempted. Yeah,
No, don't.
Tempting.
Thank you.
Very tempting.
No, 5.
Alright, back to where we were.
Almost. One more hit and then you're back. 6.
There we go. Alright. Guess what?
That's wide enough. I'm okay with that.
That's wide enough.
7.
No!
Not 8.
Almost.
So close.
8.
Yeah.
There it
I
is.
thought I missed.
Barely got
Form
one.
number 2.
Catch him. Hit him.
I always
There
wondered
you go.
if there was anything if you didn't hit him.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Game over.
Yeah.
How anticlimactic.
I mean, we can easily see that. We can just input the cheat.
That's true, I suppose.
Then you guys don't have to hit him 8 times again. That's it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah!
Oh, that's right. It was that one.
I'm Sonic!
Yeah, no, that was Mario.
Well, it's also
No,
not
he
number,
did it in the second one.
It's also not number 2.
Yeah, but that
so.
Because it's not
that's when
number
he
2,
came
yeah.
around on the plane.
Oh.
And now we get the
Arranged
Masato, we
version.
get the Masato Nakamura medley.
Yeah.
Most iconic one.
Yeah, basically, Green Zone was, or Green Hill Zone was his most iconic.
Because that's what everyone got to.
Yuji
Well, it's
Naka.
also all of the displays that ran these. That's all you heard through the store.
Yeah, Green Hill was such a. I mean, it's basically like the aesthetic of Sonic. Is
Yeah.
Green Hill's own. That checkerboard green.
I didn't
like,
realize they still weren't using like real names
No,
at this point. Do you really think the guy's name was Biggest Land?
maybe
Yeah.
came from the Land family. He just happened to be the biggest.
Phoenix. Was that? Did that say Phoenix Pie?
I don't know. I just saw Phoenix.
Oh. And Phoenix was spelled wrong.
Yeah.
There was no
on.
O.
I did like this.
Masato Nakamura, he got his name in there.
Yay! Why would you do that?
Oh, I thought it was gonna spit you out the other side.
Don't get stuck in the floor.
That would have been so funny if they just put that glitch in there.
Mackie. Huh.
I always loved
Whoa.
doing that.
Oh.
Yeah, you spin on that and it shoots you.
That's how you go. Oh, that's how you go up.
That's how you're
higher.
supposed to do it.
Papa.
Fucking rubes.
And then it gets to, I think right here is at the end.
Presented
And then-
by Sega.
And then Robotnik will be.
Try again, cause you suck.
Ah.
Yeah, if you
yeah,
have
it's six. But I still
the
think
six,
even if you
it
get
doesn't
the,
do this screen.
I think even if you get the six,
screen
it
does it
still
do
has
then?
this screen though.
Don't think
But
it
it probably
does.
doesn't say try again. It probably
Telling you, I think there's another end screen to it.
There probably is.
I'm pretty sure there is. Because he doesn't have all six. If you have all six,
Yeah, but even if you have like two, he'll still be
he won't juggle six. He'll juggle four. that you're missing four.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. You're gonna try it, aren't you?
Oh, I want to try it.
Oh my god.
Well, we can do it off
Yeah, let's do it off camera.
But yes, I'm fairly certain that there's a different thing.
angry robot.
Yeah, there's a Mad Robotnik.
Oh. Interesting.
I want to see it. I want to.
He just had a picture.
No, he wants to do it.
I
That's
want
what
to
he
do
means.
it. I want to do it.
But yeah, so that took about an hour 50.
That was all
not
me.
bad.
Not bad,
bad.
actually. To be honest,
Yep.
is
So-
that better than your original run?
Absolutely. So, let's ask this then. What do you prefer, emulator or authentic hardware?
Authentic. Easily.
100%. There is... I don't care what anybody says.
There's
Playing on
nothing
an
that can- it can't emulate it perfectly.
Well,
Absolutely
it's not even that. The
No.
feel of the game is not
It's
even
not,
close.
yeah. Oh, exactly. Even if you use like a controller that is like a retro controller or something like that, it still does not have the same feel to it.
Yeah, not even
I
close.
agree. There's just something about original hardware playing these games. Like, could you imagine if we tried to play our NES Quest stuff through an emulator
No.
rather than an actual Nintendo?
No, absolutely.
Because you wouldn't get this mess of chords.
No.
That's
Well,
the feel.
Not only that, but the game just randomly being like, I don't feel like working anymore.
Yeah, it just stops halfway through. Yeah.
Like what we experienced with Mystery Quest, where we couldn't get to a certain point because the game was just like, no.
It just kept freezing up.
No.
Yeah, and quitting. So.
But yes,
Yeah.
so hour 50, honestly, that's not bad.
No,
Not at all.
No, and Sonic. I mean, to be quite honest, I don't think that it gets much more iconic on the Sega Genesis than Sonic.
Absolutely
the
not.
Hedgehog.
Sonic 2.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. Sonic 2 is one of the probably the biggest go. Like I said, it's the Mario 3 of the Genesis.
So, what pulled you into wanting to play Sonic the Hedgehog?
I feel it's the fact that I always remember getting to Marble Hill Zone, nothing else.
I
So,
gotcha. So you
I
just wanted
only-
to make it farther.
I wanted to experience like the full game, and I wanted to like just get the Chaos Emeralds because that's actually cool, and I don't think I've ever actually gotten them before anyway.
Yeah.
I always, because I'm the same way. When I was a kid, I always wanted to get all 6 of the Chaos Emeralds and
I
make
did
it to
too.
Robotnik and beat it just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Because he says try again. Well, all right, if you
and
say
I
so.
thought, and I thought that like
You must have
I
just
must
sucked.
have only had like 5 out of the 6 or something.
Yeah,
like
Probably.
Which he would have juggled just the one, showing you that you missed one.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Because as a kid, if you did this and you got to that screen, you'd be like, what is he juggling?
Yeah.
How do you get those?
Yeah.
And then, by chance, you happen to make it to the end with the 50 rings and you see the special zone and then, oh, Chaos Emeralds! Like that's...
Well, not only because you'll go to the special stage, but you won't even know what the Chaos Emerald is
Yeah.
until you actually get it.
You'll think it's just a ring grabbing
Yeah.
thing. Like, there's nothing to it. So this game had like a magical thing to it. Like,
It really
I don't know
did.
what it was.
No, it did.
but-
It did. It had a magic quality to it.
Yeah.
It was something that nobody had ever really seen before this.
Yeah, because
Because-
I mean, Mario. Sure, it's a platform. It's basically Mario.
Well, Nintendo games looked. I mean, they looked beautiful compared to like the Atari.
Oh,
but then
100%.
once people started seeing this, it's like, oh my god, this is what video games can do.
Yeah,
Like it was a big deal.
and even like this would technically be second generation, so this would be up against Super Nintendo.
Yep.
Even Super Mario Land. World, sorry, Land
Mario
is,
World. Yeah,
is
Land was Game Boy.
Game Boy.
Yep.
Even Super Mario World, I feel like didn't have the verticality that this game sort of had. It did to a point, but most of the time you started on ground level and then you went up. Like this one, you're
did.
starting up, you're going down, you're going left, you're going right.
Yeah, you're
you
going
go
all directions.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Mario Brothers, even 3, like they all start you in that lower left corner and you go up, or it's an auto scroll level, like something like that. Like this was, like you said, this was never really seen before.
No.
A platformer of this variety. So I mean, this game's great,
Yeah,
especially for
it is.
'91.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I loved it growing
Yeah,
up.
it was definitely one of my favorites growing up too. Once we actually had a Sega in the house.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. We might as well.
Yeah.
What would you give Sonic 1 for a difficulty?
What do you feel?
What would you think?
Scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say 5. This game is not
Middle of the
actually.
road.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just you got to understand the mechanics. You got to understand how he moves, especially the underwater.
Yes.
And it's all about just patterns, remembering what's where, and what the actual path is, because there's so many paths. It's an entire labyrinth.
I want to say that third Scrap Brain Zone, there's a way to shorten it drastically to where you just kind of go and you're at the end. Like, I'm pretty sure as a kid, I remember beating that level in like 30 seconds.
Oh wow.
Because like there's
Maybe
just a
there was,
way
like,
you
a
can
hidden
take
way or
that you
something
could
like that, yeah.
that would shorten it drastically.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Sounds
don't
like all of Sonic 2. Jump,
pretty much.
and I'm over the level.
Go as fast as possible, jump off a ramp, and you'll make it to the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree with that. 5.
I would too. The game starts off like you think that it's going to be really difficult just because of the fact that you have no continues and you have the 3 lives. But I mean, it's pretty easy to get continues like in the special zones. So you get those extra tries. There's places where you can get the 1-ups as well too. So I mean, honestly, and none of the enemies are really that difficult, with exception to, I will say that Aquatic Zone Robotnik is just a pain in the butt.
He's hard. But you're battling the level more than him.
Exactly, and in most of these cases, you're battling the level. You're not battling the enemies. You're not battling Robotnik. You're battling the landscape.
The thing that
basically.
helps with that is if you fall, both the water and Robotnik stops waiting for you to catch up.
Yeah,
So that's
true.
like the only saving grace of that part.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. And I'll say, like, you, even just looking at this demo thing here, like, the game almost lulls you into a false sense of security with that first level, with how there's no
Oh, yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Because you get to any other level, and now all of a sudden you're having to wind your way through these corridors, which is stopping you from skipping a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yes, there's multiple paths through it, but ultimately you have to go down and around. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like that first level, almost, oh, this is gonna be a cinch. Nope.
And then,
Because now
yeah.
you have to avoid level hazards. You have to avoid these stupid enemies, these flaming platform things, like the water of all. Like that is such a pain in the ass.
Single-handedly, yeah, that is the
They're
most.
so slow in the water. too.
Yeah.
Yes.
You move like molasses, as my grandmother used to say.
Molasses asses.
Molasses in January.
Yeah,
As
sure.
slow as molasses in January.
So 50 degrees.
50 degrees.
That's what it is right now. Pretty much we're near the end or near Christmas here. It's like 50 degrees out
Oh
right now.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I would agree. Is the 5? I don't think it's definitely like it's not a walk in the park, but it's definitely not. It's something you can pick up, and after a couple of tries, you'll beat it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
Well-
what would you give this game for a fun?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with a 7 because
Oh wow.
it is difficult, but once you understand everything, you start to have more fun. And like, especially if you get through the aquatic levels, you're gonna have a lot more fun of a time because you're actually fast again. You have a little bit more movement, not much because of the ceiling and stuff, but it's still a lot more fun to just actually be able to go fast.
Yes.
Which I think
true.
Sonic 2 did a better job of letting you go faster
Yes.
through the levels.
Yeah, they probably understood from this game that you were very slow.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was gonna go 7 actually, but I thought I was giving it nostalgia glasses with that 7. But I mean, if you look at the game graphically, it looks fucking incredible. Even now, it still looks pretty good. I like the parallaxing backgrounds in the levels. Like all the level designs, to me, feel unique.
Especially the special stage. Like, even if it's just a still image of fish moving across the screen, it's enough to have, like, oh, that's actually really cool. And unless you're staring at it, you don't notice they're fish.
Or birds.
Exactly.
Yeah, it went from birds to fish.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's because you're paying attention to all that weird shit rotating. That
Exactly.
like that almost that juxtaposition of the stuff rotate or going straight in the back and the rotating kind of messes with you.
So I feel like I'm kind of stealing it from you guys, but so if I was judging this based on my nostalgia glasses, I would have given it a 9.
Really?
No, I would
Nostalgia,
have
okay.
given it a 9.
Even so.
However, I objectively give it a 7 because this game looks gorgeous. It sounds absolutely gorgeous. It has one of the best soundtracks on any of the Sega Genesis library, in my opinion.
I actually agree with that.
I love the level designs. I love that Robotnik is... It may be the same boss at the end of every level, but it is so varied that it really feels unique. Every single end boss.
Yeah.
Where it gets the most, I guess, detraction from my score is the fact that Sonic was meant to be, and we've talked about this here, is that Sonic was meant to be played fast. Gotta go fast. Blast processing. This is because Mario is so slow. That was basically what their whole thing of like, oh, this is so much better than Mario because you can just go so much faster. But there's so many places where it's dangerous and it's not advisable to go fast. So
Right.
it basically takes away the purpose of the game.
Getting the speed shoes almost feels pointless because you're going to end up running into spaces where you either have to stop and wait for platforms or you have to stop because something is going to hit you.
In Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, I have learned to stay away from the speed shoes. I just
100%.
literally do not get them because they are that much of a detriment while you are playing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that to me, it takes away so much of the fun just because it was meant to be something, but because of the way it was made, it literally negated that.
I would agree with that,
So,
actually.
yeah.
I was going to
But-
go 7 as well.
But the game itself, it looks beautiful. It has aged extremely gracefully.
Oh, yeah.
It still looks beautiful. The soundtrack is still very much relevant, I would say too. I mean, you
100%.
could put this music into a current game and it would have an incredible soundtrack.
yeah, I mean... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Even if you put, like, the classic 8-bit Green Hill Zone into, like, a modern Sonic game, you will get an entire fan base just for that.
Absolutely.
Like,
you
even
will.
if the game's absolute garbage, you would get the fan base for the music.
Well, hell, that's what some games are doing now. I mean, Super Mario RPG, the remake just came out, but you can set it so that you can have the original music playing in the background.
Oh, that's
You don't
true.
even you don't even need it's like
Star Ocean 2, that remake that just came out, had the same thing. You can do classic or
Yeah.
arranged. And or symphonic, I think they call
so
it.
it's like it's coming back. So I mean, the music still holds up today. So I think this is it's one of the crown jewels on the Sega Genesis.
Sad that a game that came out as the system launched is probably one of the best.
It wasn't as the system launched. So
It was pretty close. It was pretty
2
close.
years. 2 years after it launched.
It launched in 89?
Yeah.
Really?
1989 is when the Sega Genesis came out. The original pack-in was Altered Beast.
I knew that.
And
I
in
have that.
1991 is when Sonic the Hedgehog 1 came out.
Wasn't Master System before Genesis?
Yeah,
Was Sonic out on Master System already?
it wasn't.
Are you sure?
I think it ported to both systems.
At the same, because I know the Master System version I think runs slower.
It does,
than
but
its Genesis counterpart.
but
because
it
it's-
also looks a little bit different too, though.
Right, it does.
Yeah.
The game plays drastically different.
Yes.
It does not feel like
But
the
I'm
same.
pretty sure that it came out like it was ported on both systems at the same time.
Oh, maybe. I wonder why, like, Sonic wasn't... Well, you just said it didn't come out until 2 years later, I suppose.
Yeah.
Kevin, you look like you want to say something.
No, I was just double checking for the dates.
Okay.
Of course you were. Quiet, Kevin.
I was going to say something. Oh, what did you pay for Sonic the Hedgehog?
So this one, actually, I didn't pay a cent for it. I actually got this game from a friend who had gotten rid of his Sega Genesis, and so this was one of the games I got with it. However, though, I will say I bought it was a compilation game on the Sega Genesis called the Six Pack, the Sega Six Pack.
Yeah, yeah.
I bought that one for, I think, $2.99 or $3.99, and that had a Sonic the Hedgehog
What
on
all
it.
came in that?
So it had that. It had
feel like-
Columns.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage.
Did you have Golden Axe on it?
Golden Axe.
Oh, yeah, iconic.
I think
Yeah, yeah.
Outrun maybe.
Outrun. Yeah.
And
that
then
sounds right.
one other one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shinobi.
Shinobi.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. Shinobi.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
six, I played that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Golden Axe on that.
I think, to be quite honest, I have the Six Pack only because of Streets of Rage.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as of this video on pricecharting.com, Sonic the Hedgehog, even this Sega Classic edition that you have, it's about $15.
Which is
$14.79 for the original one, $15.01 for the classics.
which is to be expected. There's millions upon millions of copies of this game out there. I wouldn't expect it to be expensive,
Well,
but
I mean,
it is definitely worth it.
that
though.
doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean,
What?
Super Mario 3, I spelled it Sipper Mario 3, goes for $21 right now, and there's fucking more of those than I think systems at this point. That's what it feels like.
Not quite.
Well, it feels that way.
Not quite. There is there might be more of the Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt dual cart than there are systems.
But yes,
But-
about $15. Would you say that is worth it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a
You need
Sega
it.
Genesis, this is one of the games that you need in your library.
I feel like this or Sonic 2 would be one of those. If you ever went to a garage sale, any used game store, this was with it.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's like that iconic of a game. Like
Yeah.
if you have a Genesis, you have to play it. If you don't, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd spend. Because if you already had Sonic 2, there's kind of no reason to go back to Sonic 1.
Yeah, except for nostalgia.
Unless you want to see where it comes from,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's about the only reason. But, like, if you're one of those people where you've already got that, there's no... It's like
because Sonic 2 is so vastly better.
it's like having Mario Brothers 3 and then trying to go back to Mario 1. If you started
Yeah.
with 3,
Oh, God.
going back to 1 is kind of a harsh thing.
Hell, even if you played Mario 2 first and went back to Mario 1, you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Actually, in that era, any sequel really, there were
Yeah,
not
that was a
many
lot.
sequels where the game were
Zelda.
consistent.
No, that was a thing. We talked
Yeah.
about that just because they didn't want it to get stale.
Yeah.
And so they
Well,
tried to do something that was completely off the wall different.
Well, it's also because, like, there were no
There was
standards.
no standard
really.
to keep it the
was
same.
it was
Yeah.
like the Wild West of just experimentation. Of
Yeah.
What can we think of that we can actually program?
IPs weren't a thing yet. Like, these IPs were just getting their foot wet.
To
Like,
be
they
quite-
didn't know what a sequel was supposed to be.
To be quite honest, I think the only one that really did well, and it didn't really even do it all that differently, but Metroid was probably one of the biggest IPs that really didn't like.
It didn't break the mold. or
It didn't break. Yeah,
stray.
it didn't break anything.
No.
Um,
Not until the Prime games, really.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I would agree. But, I mean, yeah, and to be honest, if we played Sonic 2, I have a feeling your 9 would have stuck. For fun.
Oh, 100%. Oh yeah.
In fact, when we spoiler alert, when we play Sonic 2, the 9 for fun.
Who knows? Maybe after playing it again, I'm going to realize that it's actually it
10
gets
if you
it
put
gets that
Knuckles
coveted
on
10.
Yeah, a 10 with Knuckles. I did like Knuckles. I thought Knuckles was badass. But yes,
All right.
So there you go.
So before we do close out, though,
Yes.
I just want to also thank you, Aiden, for being on the channel.
Yes, thank you very
Appreciate it.
much.
So he does have a YouTube channel, The
do.
Wired Wonder. So start looking for him. Tell us a little bit about your channel if you want. What you do.
So I play a plethora of games that make no sense. Like, I play one game for PC, I play another game like this for an emulator. I just do my best to like figure out music. I try to get the best transitions. I try to be funny. That's mostly it.
There you go. It doesn't need to be. You can play whatever you want. That's the thing of it. You can
Exactly.
play whatever you want.
I put a lot of hard work into it. Like, I do some heavy editing, and
Yeah.
I really enjoy all of it.
Awesome.
I think people don't realize how much work this
The
takes.
editing is. Yeah.
Or equipment.
Oh, that too.
It's
yeah.
like there's there's just a lot to it.
Yeah.
But yes, check him out. Subscribe to him.
Yes.
He's good. It's good stuff. I like it.
The Wired Wonder.
Yes, we will put a link in the description
Yes.
to take you right to his stuff. And we'll have him on again, I'm sure.
I
Maybe
would
for
love-
Sonic 2.
I would love to for Sonic 2, but also he wants to fight me in Tetris Attack,
Yep.
which is one of my fortes.
This will be good.
So I am looking forward to that.
Oh, so am I.
And I'm looking forward to you kicking Andy's butt.
I'm not gonna play. Are you
Yes,
fucking
you
kidding me?
are.
Tetris.
He's gonna
I already
play.
lost.
Yeah, it's fucking Tetris. I cannot Tetris for the life of me.
I can't wait to watch it.
I mean, there's a story mode you can practice on.
There is.
No.
Easy, hard, super
Well,
hard.
practice
This were Doc-
and these two.
If this were
Every
Dr.
time they say, I'm going to take this game
If-
and practice.
although
What
I will
happens?
say-
5 minutes before we start recording, did you practice?
Yeah, I've
Never
If it
even
was
thought about it.
if it was Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, you would destroy
my
me.
God.
I am not good at that game. I am
Kirby's
not,
Avalanche?
I am not good at Kirby's Avalanche. I
like those.
suck at those games.
I'm pretty good
suck
at those.
at them.
I'm good at setting those up. But yes, that'll do it for this. So, you feel free to send us an email at nespowertrip@gmail.com with suggestions for games to play, any advice
Yes.
for the games that you suggest, because we are dumb.
Sometimes we are. Yeah. You can also check us out on iTunes and Spotify, where you can listen to our podcast, the BTG Powercast, where we talk about anything under the sun.
That we feel like doing.
Basically.
Leave a comment.
You already,
Facebook. You
already
can message us on Messenger.
you already said that.
No, I didn't.
Messenger?
Yes, on Facebook Messenger.
Ah.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you want Paul's phone number,
Let's pull it up. It is.
that's also in the description.
Uh-huh.
Like, remember?
We got Andy's address going in there.
Yeah, Kevin's social security
I
number.
mean, if you want my life, you can have it. You'll do better than I did.
If you want to pay my bills, I can give you those.
Absolutely.
That routing information. What else can I pull up?
Our IP address.
That's right. If you
Oh,
want to
boy.
know exactly where we are at all times.
Go figure it out.
No, there was a Powercast where I gave out my
no,
phone number,
you
but it
did.
was in code.
Oh my god.
And somebody figured it out. I think it was Josh Tice.
Probably.
It was awesome.
I think
we
because
still have to give him something.
because I
for
said
that.
what your number was,
Yeah.
and then he was able to
Work it out.
backtrack it to
Because
work
we
it out.
we
Yeah.
didn't think people associated phone
Younger.
numbers with letters anymore.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah.
So next time on Power Trip,
We'll play something better.
Yes, we will.
Well, maybe.
Nah.
Yes, we will.
Nah.
Yes, we will.
we might replace Paul with younger Paul. I'm just gonna call him younger Paul.
I will take it.
Fair enough.
Back when Paul was in shape
Young and handsome.
and handsome,
you.
kept together. Look at this fucking ragamuffin over here.
Weird Jesus.
Yes.
Gaming Jesus. That's all I got.
That's it.
Sounds good.